And this competition replay was sent in by the user Maru24. That's Maru24, and he's driving the AMX 50 Foch on a standard battle on Redshire. AMX 50 being a tier 9 tank destroyer for the French. Pretty good tank. It's got half decent armor, although it does have some pretty big glaring weak spots. Although people don't really understand the weak spots of this tank. It's got a decent front plate, and it's able to bounce quite a lot of damage if people don't know exactly where to shoot. You have a look at the cannon as well. Cannon's pretty decent. It's got low penetration for its tier, but decent enough alpha damage. And with a reload of just 8 seconds, this thing really is able to put out some really, really good damage in the right hands. So straight away, Maru going to be heading to the far left-hand flank. He's got a 2801 ahead of him doing some scouting and a Type 59. And with the fact that the Foch is keeping up with the Type 59, you can tell that it's a pretty damn maneuverable and speedy tank destroyer. He's just going to set up behind this tiny, tiny little bush here. Going to try and take out the IS-3, or at least get a shot on him. VK takes some damage, lands a good shot on the IS-3. The IS-3 returns fire, but it looks like he was shooting at the VK and maybe missed. Or was shooting up the Type 59. Maru bounces one shot from the IS-3. You can see the IS-3 can't land a shot at 250 meters on the weak spots, or maybe doesn't really know where he's supposed to be aiming at. Maru takes a shot from the right slightly, probably from that Conqueror up on the hill. Gets another good shot on the IS-3 to take him out, and that just leaves the Conqueror here. Conqueror spins his turret all the way around, but Maru's able to pick out his lower plate. He's already bounced a couple of shots from the Conqueror, so he's fairly confident of maybe bouncing another. Conqueror spending a lot of time focusing in on this area. He finally gets some damage back onto Maru, and Maru's going to find it difficult to penetrate him at this point, but it looks like the Conqueror has been distracted by the 2 light tanks flanking around his right-hand side, and that gives Maru the side of his turret. And if he can just land one more shot, he can indeed. That's kill number 2, picked up very, very quickly in this match. Almost 3,000 points of damage. You can see he's done more than 1,000 points of damage to both of those heavy tanks. Finds a Rheinmetall and a Ferdinand. Rheinmetall protected by the rock. Ferdinand also just out of range. Finds a T-43 up on the hill. Going to advance a little bit further up. See who presents themselves as a target. Just finds the T-43. Going to let his gun close in all the way. Gets a great shot onto the T-43. Looks like he's taken his track out as well. And he might even be able to get a second shot. Fires it off as the T-43 is accelerating down the hill. So that one just about misses, unfortunately, for Maru. But he's going to switch his attention across now to this Rheinmetall and the Ferdinand. Both of them just slightly behind a dip in the terrain. The Rheinmetall reveals himself and he gets taken out for kill number 3. Ferdinand falls pretty quickly after. Now Maru's going to switch his attention back to this T-43. He gets spotted in the open field, but he's still got over 1,100 hit points left himself. And this T-43 is exposing himself, gets a nice roll onto him. He's going to advance forward now. Going to focus in on this T-37 as he's falling back. T-37, a pretty dangerous tank, but he gets wiped out for kill number 4. And this has turned into a little bit of a rout so far. Allied team winning 6 kills to 2. Finds another Rheinmetall camped all the way back on the A line. Going to see if he can get a hit onto him. Fires off into the fog of war, but we're not going to know if that one hits until we look at the score screens at the end, or if we see the Rheinmetall flash up on low hit points. Maru's going to move to the centre now, offer some support to his allies, but that Super Pershing just gets absolutely obliterated from the guys on the hill there, just making his hit points evaporate. That Rheinmetall from earlier looks like he may have been hit by Maru in the fog of war. He was on lower health. I'm going to focus on this IS now. He's got all the time in the world to aim. Looks like the IS is a little bit lost of what to do. He gets pounded from the side now. A couple of people land shots on him. And as he backs off, this is going to be a simple case of kill number 5. Almost 5,000 points of damage. Did spot an AMX 1390 in the village there. He's going to be dangerous. Those fast, small, light tanks with their auto-loading cannons can be really, really tricky for a fixed body tank destroyer like this to deal with. Rheinmetall's still alive, but it looks like he's dueling with the Type 59 now. Type 59's got more than enough hit points just to charge him down, take a shot in the face, and then wipe him out, but it looks like he's unwilling to do that. Looks like the Tiger P finally takes him out. Only 5, 6 tanks left on the enemy team. Allies winning this one 9 kills to 4. Can't sneak a shot past the Leopard PTA, but the Leopard PTA falls. Now they're going to have to switch their attention to these heavy tanks on the right-hand side of the map. T-32 on almost full health. KV-3 on full health. Maru's not had his fill yet. He's going to go charging in by the looks of it. Not content to sit on the hill and wait for the enemy tanks to poke out. He's going to go charge them down. Going to try and get around behind this T-32. He's taken a few shots, so he's probably slightly distracted. Fires that one a little bit too quickly, and unfortunately that one just bounces. He's trying to angle his front plate so the T-32 doesn't land a shot. Great piece of angling there. Gets a great shot through his side armor to take out his track, and he gets taken out by the Type 61 now. Going to push down on the KV-3. We can get around behind the KV-3 and make short work of him. Takes a hit there from the Crusader SP, probably from the right-hand side of that map. So that's the only area left that the enemy team holds on to. Can he land one more shot on the KV-3 for the kill? He can indeed. A well-deserved Top Gun medal. Takes another shot from the super fast-firing Crusader SP there. But that just leaves an M103, a Waffenträger Panzer IV, and that aforementioned Crusader SP. KV-3 having a little bit of good-natured joshing in the chat. Finds the M103. Doesn't want to go one-on-one with him just yet. Going to try and maybe make the M103 come over the top of the hill into the collective guns of the Allies. Looks like the M103 is too smart for that. The medium tanks are flanking on that left-hand side, so he's going to pay attention to that. Lands a great shot on the Waffenträger Panzer IV there. Now he's going to try and get around behind the M103. Does spot the Crusader SP in the river, but he's going to go and try and defend his platoon mate instead. Not quite able to do that. The M103 does take out his platoon mate, but he should have the reload no problem to get some damage on this M103. Goes through the side of his turret, not quite able to get... Well, I thought he had less hit points than he did there. As it is, he's probably going to get taken out by this Type 59. Taken out he does, and that is GG and the victory. So absolutely awesome game played there by Maru24 in the AMX-50 Foch, getting himself 6 kills, 7 and a bit thousand points of damage, and really helping his team come out on top in that one. So thank you very much for sending that replay in.